What's up, everybody? Welcome to A Bit Unraveled, comedy podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Hansinger. And let's get into it.
Hair looks good as always, man.
Look, man, slick.
You got like a little bit more coif going now, though.
It's more of a coif than a front whoosh.
Remember we used to have like a very similar hairdo for like the longest time.
We did, yeah. I know. I had to change it. I don't know why. I had to mix it up.
Yeah, I got you.
This is the new white boy look.
I basically have the same hairstyle that I've had for like the last, I don't know, 10 years.
10 years, yeah. Yeah, it's good. Why change it up? I think about it.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, why fix it?
Yeah.
Eventually, I won't have hair. Well, hopefully, I have hair, but I don't know. You never know.
Yeah. Hopefully, I feel like you got a good head of hair.
I mean, I know, and there's no one really bald in my family, but just like being a guy, you just worry about stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh, I worry about it constantly.
Yeah.
Like I like when I shower sometimes, I look down and there's like hair in my hand. Not a lot, but there's some.
Really?
I wash hard, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. But sometimes I saw them and I'm like, man, it better not be going anywhere, but it's still there. It's still there.
The thing that I think that like I said, I don't have anybody bald in my family, but the reason why I worry about it is because I played baseball for so long and wearing a hat, like a lot of baseball players go bald because they wear hats all the time.
Yeah.
I think that's a thing. I don't know if that's urban legend or not, but
I've heard that.
Yeah.
I always worried because I had to wear a hat for a job for a while, and I was worried that it would where it hits on your head, that it was gonna deal with like the receding hairline.
Right. Yeah.
So I thought it was gonna affect that, but
that's my fear too. But I don't know. I like to say I just wear my hair shorter now, which is whatever.
Some people, I've noticed some people like rock almost look better with the receding hairline, especially with our style of haircut. Like it shapes it differently. And I'm like, that guy's hair looks good, but then I realized it's just receding. And if you style it right, you'll be all right.
Yeah.
But awesome.
How you doing, man?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we're already in it, so let's roll.
We weren't recording that whole time?
No, we're rolling, man. We're rolling. They're rolling.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I was gonna intro you and stuff, but we're in it, guys. This is Peter Surs, longtime friend in the comedy scene. Happy to have you.
You're like one of the first people that I became friendly with.
Yeah,
when I started doing comedy.
We've been doing shows together for a while. But right now you are outside of LA. You're one of many people who decided to pack up and leave for a little bit during all this. Yeah. I've noticed there's a lot of people doing that right now.
I mean, I'm from LA. Like I was born in fucking Hollywood. Can I cuss on this? I hope I can.
Yeah, go for it.
Like I was born on Sunset Boulevard, Kaiser Hospital like I've been in LA my whole life.
Yeah.
I love it. And as someone that gets to travel and, all over the country, I can say like LA's the best. Like it really is. Like I love going to a lot of other places, but LA's the best. But as you know, like when stuff first started locking down and whatever, like it was awful. Like it just sucked because it's like everything that we do, whether it's, entertainment, whether it's, gym, whether it's obviously restaurants, like just like everything that you do in LA, sporting events, like everything that makes LA done.
Gone. Yeah.
Yeah. And, I wrote it out for a few months and it's just like, there was no end in sight. And so I told this on my podcast, but like we had a really awesome place, like right by the Beverly Center is where our place was. $2,500 a month. And it was just like, okay, like, why are we doing this like right now? It just doesn't make any sense right now. I loved it. Like, I loved the place, but it's like, okay, we're either going to go into debt by hanging on to this place with the hope of things opening up, or we're going to just fucking spend all our money on living there, or we're not going to pay rent and then when it's all over, we'll have, you know, how many thousands of dollars worth of back rent that's due.
Right.
And so we were just like,
that's the funny thing is like this rent forgiveness. It's not never paid again.
yeah,
It's just you're gonna owe us a lot of money just whenever you can pay it. Like 10
yeah,
grand
yeah,
would
when you
be
get
fine.
it. Yeah,
Like
you just, I'm thinking about it now, dude. Okay, so let's see. I came out here in May. Um, and I've gone back and forth several times, obviously, since I came out here
mhm.
initially. But if we would have kept our place, that's June, July, August, September, October, November, now December. So what's 7 months divided by $2,500?
Well, yeah, so you're
20,
looking at like
like
14,000 plus. Yeah, it's insane.
that we'd be on the hook for.
Yeah, that you're just supposed to
And
all of a sudden come up with. It's
yeah,
crazy.
after not working for so long. And so I just like as much as it killed me because that's my home, it was like I just I can't I was thinking I thought it was my brain and not my heart, you know? I was like, this is with no end in sight. Let's just fucking do this, put our stuff in storage and just fucking wait. You know, my girlfriend's family they have a
Yep.
farm out here, so we came out there for the summer. So, and part of the reason too was like I was like, well, at least I can work on the farm, which sucks. It's like the worst fucking thing, but it was like I needed money, dude. Like, you know, some of us have had to figure out, like some people are lucky enough to have been able to keep working in LA,
Hmm.
but I was like, I can't, both of my jobs are shut down. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm not going to sit around and feel sorry for myself and sit in my little apartment and so I'm like, I'll go out to the farm. I'll fucking make some money. We'll save some money because we're not spending $2,500 a month on rent. And then when shit's back to normal, then I'll go back home. And it's now December 7th and I'm fucking
Yeah.
still out here.
Did you ever think it was gonna last like this long going into it?
Um, I knew that I didn't think it was gonna last this. I thought it was gonna be over by like the end of summer.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, I'll go out to Oklahoma, spend the summer there, whatever. And then when it's all over with, I'll come back home and we'll get back to work.
Yeah.
Fucking nope.
Yeah. That's all right. I get
Yeah.
it though, man. Like now, do people? So I moved away from LA for a couple of years, as like as
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
I've mentioned on here already. But like it is interesting because a couple of things. So I was born out here. People don't know that. Like,
Oh,
but
really?
I wasn't raised out here.
Oh, I didn't
Uh,
know that.
yeah. Well, it's weird because if people are ever like, "Hey, are you from California?" You're like, "Well, I was born here. I was born in Simi Valley,
Oh.
and I moved when I was like 6.5, and grew up in Virginia, and then moved back here like 10 years ago."
Oh,
So,
okay.
but it's funny because I'm like, no, but I do have like roots here.
Yeah.
Um, I've always like been attached to LA and stuff, but it is weird. So I moved to Atlanta for 2 years, and people would always ask like, um, like, what do you think of Atlanta? I'm like, it's cool, but it's not LA. Like, I
Right.
mean, when you talk about it, it's like you can go to all these other cities in the country, and there's so many cool cities,
Yeah.
but like
Totally.
LA is its own thing, and it's really cool. So
Yeah. It's like, I mean, it's funny here because there's no like industry. I feel like Atlanta is a city where like there's industry because there's stuff that shoots in Atlanta, you
yeah,
know, and
totally.
there's like music in Atlanta and like rappers and whatever, like
Yeah.
there's there's industry in Atlanta. We're here in Oklahoma City. There's zero industry.
Hmm.
There's stuff
Yeah.
in Dallas and Austin, which is not too far of a drive, but so like you don't see anybody like in LA, you're at Starbucks and you run into Mila Kunis or you run, you know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
just normal.
Yeah.
Whereas here, like they never see anybody. So like
Yeah.
I get two reactions from people when I tell them where I'm from. One is like they immediately fucking hate me because they think
Yeah.
I'm like a liberal, which I am, but like they use it like it's a bad thing.
Right. Right.
Like I'm this like baby eating fucking like
Yeah.
what's the QAnon people, like they think that we're all eating babies in
Oh,
LA and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like so they think like I'm that. So there's that reaction, or like that I'm anti-Trumper, which whatever. I'm not getting super political on here, but it's either that, like they hate me immediately, or they're just like, oh my God, you're from LA? Like, you know any famous people? Like, do you? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I actually know a lot of famous people.
Yeah.
Like, and then you see them every day, like, just like, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
And
totally.
so, yeah, it's really funny how there's nothing in the middle here.
Yeah.
It's either they hate me or they like love me. So
yeah,
it's weird.
One thing I ran into in Atlanta, and there is like industry out there, but it's not as like prominent. It's not the industry like it is in LA. So when we were out there, we'd always be like, oh yeah, like, you know, we're having industry night. And I was like, cool. What is that? And they're like, oh, it's like restaurants. And we're like, oh, I mean, that's cool. But I thought like industry here is the entertainment industry.
Right. Yeah.
And out there it was just like, yeah, man, it's like, got to give it up for the industry people who like, you know, bartenders hooking up bartenders, you know, and it's different. It's just different being outside there.
So, dude, you guys moved back to LA right before fucking shit hit the fan.
Yeah, in February. I mean, we spent a ton of money moving back here. Got back in February, and then a month later, lockdown. So, which I'll take it. I'm fine. Like I'm probably happier locked down in this apartment than in our last place. So,
the last place in Atlanta or the last
in Atlanta,
place?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it's just like our place is like, it's got nice scenery and stuff, and it's just our last place kind of just it faced just another apartment essentially.
Oh yeah.
So like that would have gotten old sitting stuck inside of a place all the time.
Right.
But yeah, so we got back just in time to lock down. So
yeah. So what are you guys doing? Just lock down, fucking.
Not much, man. Doing, it's been a roller coaster. We've been like filming sketches and stuff, and and Ashley's got she's got a new job. She's working like with a video game company and working from home, and she's baking, and you know, and then she's shooting stuff with me, and so you know, we're trying to keep going as much as possible, and we're doing some of these self-tape auditions and stuff. Those come through, and that's been interesting. Trying to like take advantage of some of the classes that are like on a budget right now. Like a lot of online classes seem to be like discounted, which is cool. So trying to like take advantage and stay in it as much as possible, but also you can only do so much right now. So
and that was why, like, same thing, like, well when I left, it was like there was nothing industry happening at all, you know. But since I've been out here, like, same thing, like I've been auditioning. I've actually, who was I talking to? I don't even remember, but I was like, I've had more auditions like the last probably month than I did probably all of like last year.
Yeah.
Like I've been doing a lot, but like you said, it's all self-tape, which is great, because then I could be like, nope, I'm not going to use that one. I'm not going to use that one. Like it's great.
Yeah.
And then there's like I said, there's some local stuff. I'm actually shooting a commercial for a casino out here on Wednesday.
Nice.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, cool. So and luckily, you know, stand up in these parts is still kind of open.
Yeah.
Kind of. So I've worked a little bit, you know, throughout this whole thing. Like, I've had like 4 weekends of work. And
all in Oklahoma, or are you traveling a little bit?
No. Yeah. So I did. I've worked in Oklahoma. Oklahoma City and Tulsa. Those are the places where the comedy clubs are here.
Yeah.
I went to Dallas, and I went to Little Rock, and then I went to Tucson. So I've worked in all those places, which is cool. I mean, I'm like, I know people are weird, huh?
What's that scene like right now? Like, what are the shows like? Especially in different cities like that. Are you noticing they're different from city to city?
For sure. Okay. Oklahoma does not give a fuck about COVID or social distancing.
It's not even real. It's a hoax.
Well, it's either that, it's a hoax, or like we're just gonna let Jesus, you know, decide what happens.
Right.
And I'm just like, I mean, okay, but like maybe listen to science like a little bit.
What would Jesus do about COVID? You know?
Yeah. It's weird, but like, so like the comedy clubs, I'll tell you, people seem to want to have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Like shows have all been great. But it is weird to be in like, as you know, a comedy club. One of the things that I think makes it a great place for comedy is the fact that you're in this tight knit space with strangers,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
you're packed in together. It doesn't have to be a packed room, but like you are in close proximity to one another.
Right. Yeah.
And then that laughter, I feel like the laughter is infectious when you're that close to people.
Mm-hmm.
If everyone's laughing, you don't want to be the only one laughing, or you just, I don't know. But as you know, when people are more spread out, that's when things can get weird. It's not a good
Yeah.
comedy environment. So like all the clubs are operating with like socially distanced tables and stuff. So there are times when it's weird.
Yeah.
Because you get like a laugh here and then a laugh there. And it's not because, I mean, sometimes it's because of the material, but sometimes it's just a weird environment because that spacing too allows for like people to talk and stuff, because you're not sitting right next to somebody, so you're not like disrespecting them by talking, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. I feel like, yeah, we've all done those shows where people are just spread out in a big room before COVID, and just for whatever reason, that's how it ended
It's
up.
weird.
And it's a weird feeling. It doesn't feel cohesive and all
Yeah,
together like
exactly.
that. Yeah, that's interesting.
But
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
haven't.
like I said, most of them have been really fun. People want to have a good time. People appreciate that we want to have a good time. And every show that I do, that I've done, like I've sold a lot more stuff than I thought I would,
Nice.
considering that there's limited capacity.
Yeah, but
Like,
people want to support and like,
yeah,
look up the artists and help people. I've
yeah,
noticed that a lot. Like people want to help people right now when they can, and that's pretty cool.
yeah.
Um, But yeah, do you ever find like either yourself or watching other people, are there certain like taboo things right now where they're like, don't joke about COVID, or are they like,
Um,
let's hear about that COVID bit?
I saw. Okay, so I won't name names,
No,
but
no.
I my very first show, I hadn't done stand up in 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
So like I literally went on stage and I'm like, this is my first show in 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of went from there, and I kind of talked about COVID and whatever, like a little bit. And after like the week, like throughout the weekend, I kind of started to like work those bits out a little bit
Mm-hmm.
more, which is great. But like what bothered me was like the guy that was emceeing,
Hmm.
just went into his act like word for word as if there was no COVID or no nothing. And it was just like, I'm like, you got to talk about it a little bit, dude. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
at least it doesn't even have to be funny, but like to go up there, like his bit, like, and I saw it like a million times. I actually ended up working with him twice, two separate occasions, where he just goes into his bit about his name, like, oh, you
Mm-hmm.
heard my name and you probably thought this. Well, and it's just like zero mention of I'm like, it's okay to like just address what's going on. Like it's fine. You don't have to have like the best take on it right now, but I think it's doing comedy and like the people a disservice to just act like nothing's happened.
Yeah.
It doesn't have
Yeah.
to be your whole act, but just talk about it a little bit. Just a
Right.
little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Nobody wants to hear like a full COVID act. Nobody wants to hear like
No, yeah,
15,
exactly.
15
Yeah.
on COVID. And it's tough because everybody's kind of going through the same thing. So it's like, it's you don't want to beat like a dead horse with it, or but yeah, I get that. You want to like break the ice. It's not,
Yeah.
it's happening.
Just
So
be real. Like we could be real,
yeah.
we're all going through this together, like, and how you feel about it now, like how I feel about it now, it might change once the work's all over with, but like whoa, shit, sorry. Fucking stand. My stand came down.
It's all good.
Oh, there we got it. This is a piece of shit fucking stand. I'm gonna get another one.
Yeah.
All right.
Um, but yeah, you're right. I mean, we're all going through it, and it's like you gotta kind of be able to play with it a little bit.
A little bit,
But
yeah,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Like there was one day where I tweeted a thought about it, and I'm like, that's actually pretty funny. I'm just gonna fucking go and say that exact word for word on stage. And you know, tweets don't always translate to jokes.
No.
Like you might get good
Sometimes,
traction.
but not always.
Yeah, sometimes you get good traction. You're like, oh, that's a good joke. Okay, then you go and say it, and nothing.
Yeah.
So you just never know, but you have to like at least try.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I did, and it was like, oh, I was like, oh, it is funny. Okay, cool. Like we're good, and I felt good about that. Like, but like, just the fact that I was able to just try it, I think people appreciated that I'm being real and in the moment, and like,
yeah.
You know?
I got to imagine people have a little more flexibility right now too, knowing that there's, you know, you got to work some new stuff in, and, you know, there's not a lot of places to work and stuff like that. So they got to be a little forgiving with new material, you would think. Yeah.
There's a lot less now too, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like I go through, I had, now it's like even worse, but like, I kind of have like a rotation where like, all right, this week I'm reaching out to clubs in like this region. And then next week I'll move to this region, and, you know, so forth, send out, you know, 50, 60 emails or whatever. And then after I've done my rotation, here we are, you know, 3 or 4 weeks later, now it's time to follow up. But like now it's like, I'm looking at all these websites and like, they're all closed, you know, so there's a very small fraction of places that actually have it open still. So it's just like,
now have you done the Zoom show yet?
I'm not going to do it.
I know. I haven't yet. And I don't know if I will or not. I'm the longer this goes, the more like I'm like, maybe just to work something. But like,
honestly, dude, I felt like there was a moment where I was like, I'm just going to hit up. I know other comics have done it, but like just gather some people in a backyard or something and fucking do it that way. Because at least you get people and they're there and you can hear them and see them, and fucking, if you want to touch them, you can you know what I mean? Like, I just can't do the Zoom. I just can't. I don't know.
It's definitely a different beast. It's you got to approach it differently. It doesn't feel the same for sure.
Yeah, it doesn't. And it's
I've watched some, I like, and just kind of gauging, you know how it goes and get a feel for it, but it's different. It's a different beast.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, like, I'm sure it's fine, but like, honestly, at that point, like, why not just go on Instagram Live and just talk?
Yeah.
Or like Facebook Live or something like. And the worst, whatever, I don't care. The worst is like Zoom open mics. You're like in a fucking room with a bunch of comics doing. I'm what the like.
Oh no.
What are you trying like?
Open mics are already bad enough.
Yeah, no.
I haven't seen a Zoom open mic. That's rough.
Oh, are you serious?
Now that I think of it, I do think I feel like I've seen a couple.
They're everywhere.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay.
And I'm just like, guys, you guys. I mean, you don't work anyway, so just like take this time off, fucking write or do something. Like, it's not. You're not grinding right now. Like, you're not impressing anybody by like. Look at I'm on this. Like, no, dude. Like, just make some money. Like, put some money away, or I don't know, something. I don't know. Just anything but a fucking Zoom mic. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I feel like me. I've gone digital. That's the direction I've taken.
Yeah.
Putting out.
Well, you guys make like you guys do a really good job with like your skits and like when you like add the effect. You know, I told you like when you add like you guys add like the effects and stuff. Like, you guys are really good at like, and I think that's like. Right now is probably better than doing a fucking Zoom mic.
Yeah, just trying to learn new skills, you know, try to like, you know, expand what I know and just push the limits in different ways. But it's different, man.
I mean, like I had to learn how to like edit my podcast. Yeah. Because when I was, you know, when we were in LA and stuff, like the studio did it. Like, I didn't have to do anything, but then once I started doing it myself, like, I had to learn how to mix things and stuff, and it's just like, you know, it's just one more skill, you know?
Yeah, that's cool. And now you know it. And now I
know it's
now. Do whatever you want.
Now I don't have to pay the studio, and saves me money, and you know,
awesome.
I
want to know more about farm life, because this is interesting to me. This is different. I've never done farm life, and I've been watching your posts. It's fascinating. What?
Well,
Because
I'll start off by saying this. Um, I made it look way more fun than it
you,
was.
you did a good job. I was like,
Yeah, I
man, I
know.
could like this guy needs a reality show right now.
People, oh,
Like,
well, we're gonna, my buddy and I, we're working on like putting like a treatment together
yeah,
because it is a fucking show, man. Like,
yeah.
and I'm not just saying it doesn't even have to be me, but like the premise and like just everything I experienced and being, you know, the brown guy from the liberal town in this little fucking shit town where there's Confederate flags and Trump flags and
Oh my
just
gosh.
like, oh, dude, I can't tell you how. And I had to like just sit there with my mouth shut all summer. My
Yeah,
girlfriend's like, don't say anything. Just don't say anything. Like if they
yeah.
ask me, I'm fucking saying something. But if they don't
You,
ask me, like I'll just keep my mouth shut. But the farming part of it, oh man, where do I start, dude?
so so this is like a fully. All right, what kind of farm? Like, what is this?
Okay,
This is a fully operational farm. Like, this is the real
yeah. So my
deal.
girlfriend's dad is a rancher,
Okay.
number one. So that's he's got hundreds and hundreds of cattle
Okay. Yeah.
spread
Wow.
across, I don't know, hundreds, if not maybe actually probably like thousands of acres.
Wow. Your city's
Um,
slicking it.
yeah, it's more like yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And so that's one part of it. So they do that, and that's like a major part because like just what I've learned, you know, um, if you sell a cow, basically, which is what they raise them to sell them,
Mm-hmm.
and then you sell a cow. Any cow is going to be worth, anywhere from a pound, maybe, or, I'm sorry, like $1 a pound, somewhere around $1 a pound, maybe a
Right.
little bit less, maybe a little bit more, depending on the demand and if there's anything crazy going on. But
Mm-hmm.
like basically $1 a pound. Most cows are anywhere from 900 to 1,000 or so pounds. So, you
All
know,
right. Cash cow.
yeah. So
Literally a cash. Yeah.
yeah, and so you think about it, like when they take them to auction, they're selling, I don't know, 100, 150, whatever at a
Yeah.
time. Like just do the math. It's a
Right.
fucking
Dang.
it's a very tough business, but it's also like if you're good at it, like it could be very lucrative.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, just a lot of
Wow.
hard work. It's a lot of like you're always working.
You're right.
Like there's always
Wow.
something that needs to be done. Like you wake up, you feed the cows, if you have to like rearrange them, like put some in another pasture or whatever, like if they're getting sick, you gotta like, either bring a vet out or fucking, her dad does like he'll give them like their shots. Like so like there's lots of times when like he puts them into the corral and he's giving them shots and fixing if they have pink eye or like it's crazy,
Wow.
dude. Like but
And they,
it's just it's nonstop.
I was gonna say, like, yeah, they don't. Cows don't clock out. Like
Yeah,
so they got to be. Yeah, that's an
dude.
all
There's
day thing.
there's one okay. There's one day, dude, and this really broke my spirits for like a second because like all summer, like we're working like 10, 12 hours a day. Like when the sun comes up, we're at work and then we work until the sun goes down. You take a lunch and then you
Wow.
work until the sun goes down. Like that's basically what it is. So
Dang.
like, and then obviously like we're going through a pandemic. So like I'm missing my old life, but I'm
Mhm.
recognizing that it's not there right now. So I'm doing this for right now.
Yeah.
But like, I'd be not human to be like, yeah, I'm here in the situation I didn't want to be in, but I'm just trying to make the most of it because I'm here. But like, it was like mentally, like, like I was really sad a lot of times. Like, I mean, like I said, I made the most of it, but like there were just times I'm like, fuck, I'm supposed to be on tour right now, or I'm supposed to be like
Totally.
at the Dodger game, or like there's all these
Yeah.
things that I'm supposed to be, and here I am throwing fucking watermelon. So anyway, so
You
yeah,
work tough.
yeah, so there's one day where like it was the same thing. It was like a long day, 10 out, let's just say 10-hour day. I'm exhausted. We're coming back, and so it's like you come back and you eat and then you go to sleep, right? And we're
Mm.
coming back, and as right when we get to the house, so like where my girlfriend's dad lives, like where the farm um, is probably like 4 miles down the road from where the watermelon part of it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're driving from the watermelons to like the actual house, and right as we're on the street, we're about to turn. there's fucking cows in the street.
Dang. Okay.
And so it's like, here I am thinking, we're done for the day.
Right.
No, now we got to go fucking wrangle up 50, 60 fucking however many cows got out. And I'm just like, and it's just like, it really broke me for like that day. I'm like, it just doesn't end, dude. Like, it's always something when you're farming, like, and it's hard work, man, you know.
Yeah.
And they don't have a huge operation. Like, they only have a handful of workers at any given time. So it's like, you know, her and her dad are doing, I mean, that's kind of why she comes out every summer, is because like her dad needs help.
Mm-hmm.
And so you know, it's a nonstop thing. And I was just like that was the part that I was just like, man, like, this sucks, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it, man.
I learned a lot of random shit though, man.
Like how do you wrangle, like how did you wrangle these cows? Like do you do horseback? Is there like a little cow dog that
you can do that? So in this instance, the easiest way to round them up. So every morning they get fed, and they know the fucking truck that feeds them. You know, and sometimes they're like way off in the pasture, and so the feeder truck, there's like several of them on the farm, but like there's like a siren that goes on. And so when they ring the siren, all the cows come because they know that it's time to eat. So when you're trying to round them up, in that instance, you just fucking you bring the feeder truck out, you turn the siren on, and then they all come because they think they're about to eat. And that was how we got it. But like,
and then do they eat, or are they just like, you fucking got me?
Yeah,
they get there and like, okay, that's on me. I shouldn't have wandered off. I get it.
Yeah, I think he did feed him like a little bit just to like keep them all coming, you know. But yeah, that was like
I don't want to give you this, but I got to give it to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there are times where, you know, I didn't do it because I'm not really good at being on the horse, but like there will be people on the horse, like kind of like city slickers, kind of leading them a certain way. And then like when they did that, I would be like in like a little golf cart, kind of like, you know, kind of making sure that.
Okay.
I know.
So did you ever get on a horse, or?
I got on a horse a few times. It's fun, but it's like, it's really scary, dude. Like, I'm not, I don't know. Have you ever ridden a horse before?
Yeah, I have. Have you prior to that?
The first time I rode a horse was the first time I came out here like 4 years ago.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I've maybe at this point, I've ridden on him a handful of times now.
Yeah. I've ridden on him like on a trail where you just like follow the one in front of you.
Right.
And then one time I got to ride one bareback, like on somebody's basically like farm, and it didn't go well.
No, yeah, that's scary.
I got bucked off of it, dude. Like, I accidentally kicked it in the butt, and I didn't, like, as I tried to get on it, and it didn't like that, and it literally bucked me off. Its head hit my forehead, and I fell off the back.
Oh man, yeah, that's the thing, dude. Like, I love horses, like, because I was one of my jobs was to go out and feed like there's like special, so on the farm they have like, I don't know, like 15, no, they have like 19 I think horses. But they're separated because some of the guys have to be separated from the girls because they'll try to, you know, and then they have like,
right? They're trying to fraternize, have a little horse party.
Yeah, to keep them separate.
Yeah.
And then like then they have bulls, which is basically this, you know, same thing. Like they got to be separate from the cows.
Yeah.
You know, so like every morning I would go out and I'd feed like some of the horses, some of the bulls. And so whenever I feed the horses, like they love you because they know you're feeding them and they let you pet them and like they're great. But like when you get on them and you just, the size of them, you realize like this animal could literally kill me.
They're all muscle.
Like, they're gigantic, strong, fucking, like they could kill you. They really can.
Yeah.
And so that part of it is just like, but they're so nice. Like
they're cool animals. Yeah.
Yeah, they really are.
Yeah.
The bulls were like what would be like, you kind of got to be careful because when you're feeding them, like they might start fighting and you don't want to be in there.
They're like temperamental, right? Like
yeah.
I don't know if I'd feel right about a bull. I would not try bareback riding a bull.
Dude, check this out. There's a nightclub out here in Oklahoma City. It's called Cowboys, rightfully so.
Okay.
But they have that country line. It's actually like an all-purpose club, but like country line dancing, and then like they mix in hip hop, and people like hip hop dance too. But you could ride a fucking live bull in the club.
What?
Like in the club.
That's
You just
insane.
fucking, yeah, dude. You fill out a waiver and you fucking hop on a bull.
Not mechanical, like a real.
A fucking bull, dude. Not a mechanical.
So how is that a thing? How?
I had this. I keep telling my girl,
Is
I'm
it
like, I got a
caged
fucking.
in or like what?
It's like, you ever been to a rodeo?
Yeah, I get. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like a
You
rodeo
that's
in the
what it
middle
is.
of a
Yeah.
dance club.
Yeah.
And there's just people dancing around on the outside, minding their own business.
Yeah.
People are grinding to like R. Kelly and stuff, and
yeah,
just,
yeah, and there's fucking people potentially dying in the fucking bull ring. It's fucking insane.
That's insane.
Yeah, but I want to do it because, like, how many people could say they rode a fucking bull?
Oh my god, that's awesome. Are you
I
gonna
want to do it, but I just haven't.
That's terrifying.
I know, but that's why it's kind of awesome at the same time. I've only been there a couple of times, but it's quite the scene, man.
I don't know if I would do it, but I don't know that I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, that's the thing, dude.
There's a part of me I'm like, I might. I don't know. I would.
You think about how many, like, you're talking about creating content, like that's something that's going to get a lot of likes. And
yeah, if you get smashed, you're going viral.
Yeah, exactly. This next comic coming to stage
is dead. Oh man,
you might have seen him eat shit when the fucking bull took out his testicles. You know.
Oh man, the longer this goes, man, I might roll the dice.
Dude, I tell people, like, my plan has always been to come back to LA once everything's over, whenever the fuck that is. But in the meantime, I'm like, come visit, dude. I can show you some shit out here.
Yeah, I believe it. It's so different. It's such a good time to like do something different like that too, because there isn't like a lot of other stuff going on right now. Like
exactly,
there's such a fear of like FOMO and stuff like here, and like you always got to be doing stuff. You always got to be working. You always just whatever, and it's like it's a great opportunity to get out and do something totally different. Yeah, it's time to do it now.
That was. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, good.
No, I was gonna say, like, that was like going into this in the early stages. I thought about, like, okay, I'm sure there's a lot of people like yourself that are just kind of trying to make the most of it in their apartments and whatever, in their houses in LA. But I'm like, that's not gonna be me. Like, I'm gonna go out and just fucking try to do stuff. And I'm like thinking about it. This is like before I left. I'm like, I was thinking about like just all the experiences I was gonna have this summer and throughout this. I'm like, there's not going to be a lot of people that can say my first job, the first few weeks, I went and worked on my brother's my brother works at a weed warehouse, like where they grow weed.
Oh wow.
So I did that for like a couple weeks.
Is it called Weed Warehouse? I really want it to just be called like Weed Warehouse.
I think it's called a grow facility, or like the actual name of it.
Yeah, what's it?
No,
it's not Weed Warehouse then.
No, it's not Weed Warehouse.
Wish it was. I don't know why. I just feel like that would be a great.
Open it up, dude.
And then the commercials for it would be like they would write themselves.
Yeah.
Come on down to Weed Warehouse.
Yeah, exactly.
I cannot wait for weed commercials to start coming out.
You know it's gonna happen at some point. It has to.
I can't wait for those.
Yeah.
Like there's tons. Think of all the different booze commercials. I cannot wait for.
Did you watch the Mike Tyson fight?
No, I didn't. Okay. I wish I did. It's more like I heard about it after it happened. You know.
I totally forgot. Like I knew it was happening, and then I forgot. Like I came home and I'm like, shit, fucking the Tyson fight's on, and I just fucking put it on and I ordered it. So
did he win? Okay, he won, right?
No, it was a draw.
Okay, that's
he won, but they gave it a draw.
Okay,
like he should have won though. But anyway, Mario Lopez was like the host.
Okay, nice.
And he's reading fucking like copy of weed. Like, today we're sponsored by Weed Maps. Get your. And I was like, this is fucking great. Isn't that what you're talking about? Yeah.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Like Mario Lopez is sitting there reading the fucking teleprompter, like I'm fucking doing weed commercials on a fucking Mike Tyson fight, and like I don't know what he's thinking. But
Like,
it was funny, dude. And
are
it
you
happened
watching
like
a bad
several
movie
times.
and you wish it would be a little bit better? Some weed
Yeah, dude,
warehouse.
I couldn't believe it. Like, and he did
Yeah,
it several times. Like, there was probably like 3 different times he had to read the copy about weed maps, and I'm just like, this
yeah,
is great. It's coming, dude. That's all I'm
yeah.
saying.
Oh man.
But I just remember thinking, like, okay, like in the, at the end of all this, I knew that I was gonna, like, I knew I was working on the weed farm. I knew I was gonna come out to Oklahoma and fucking do random shit around the farm, and then work on the watermelon farm, which,
Mm-hmm.
because when I first got there, it wasn't watermelon season yet, so I was just helping out with random shit, fucking laying hay and doing just fucking, feeding the cows and shit like that. And then we went to the watermelon season, and I'm like, no one's gonna have these fucking experiences after, like, no one's gonna say they fucking did all this shit.
Right.
Not
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
And so that's what kind of helped me, I guess, like, get through it, was knowing, like, I'm gonna have some, and I have some fucking stories of
But
some of the shit that I saw this summer.
that's worth it. You gotta do that
Yeah,
stuff, and you
yeah,
gotta get outside and like have experiences, and remember to keep doing that stuff
yeah,
as a comedian and entertainer and stuff. It's like you gotta keep making stories. You gotta bits don't you can be observational and you can look around you, but I mean nothing's better than just making your own stories.
yeah. But like
Um,
right now, like, it's like, what stories would I have just being locked in my place in LA?
yeah.
Oh, I was in line at Trader Joe's, you know.
Whoa, got him. Yeah,
Yeah, you know
yeah,
what I mean.
yeah,
You ever been to Trader Joe's and they got the arrows pointing so you can only go one direction? Like, it's just, it
yeah,
doesn't have
yeah.
the same
It's
oomph as fucking. I saw a guy with no legs loading watermelons in a fucking truck this summer.
damn nice. I love stories. That's real, right? Like that.
Yeah, that's
I
for
love
real.
stories like that. I love where like people don't have something like that happen. They're just like, fuck it, I'm gonna keep going, and that's
I
awesome.
I will never forget that.
Yeah,
Fucking, you've seen Forrest Gump?
yeah.
So, like, I like Lieutenant Dan has no legs, right?
Wait, what?
The guy that plays Lieutenant
Don't
Dan.
spoil it. Hold on. Okay.
But, like, you watch it, right? And,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
when you watch it on a movie, someone not having legs, and like, in real life they have legs, and you're like, it doesn't look real,
yeah,
right? And they're moving around, you're like, that doesn't look real.
yeah.
Well, when you see someone in person with no legs moving around, it still doesn't look real.
Huh.
But it's
Interesting.
fucking fast. I text my girl, I'm like, hey, dude, you need to fucking mentally prepare me for the fucking dude that's crawling around on melons with no legs.
Man, he's doing it though.
Not
Yeah,
fucking, yeah.
yeah. You gotta
It's
brace yourself.
it was quite the experience, man. But, like,
Yeah.
people were always like, you look like you're having so much fun. And I'm like, dude, make no mistake. I made funny videos and I made, it look entertaining, but, like, I hated a lot of it.
Yeah. Now, turn to some good stuff, some positive this year for you. I know you went to the World Series, which I think is
Ah,
super unique, and in
yes.
particular this year. For anybody who doesn't know, Peter's one of the biggest Dodger fans ever. He
Yeah.
actually has a podcast on it, which I was going to put out later, but
Yeah,
the My
thanks.
Blue Thoughts podcast. But yeah, I mean, like, what was that like? Like, not only to finally get to go to a Dodgers World Series, which hasn't happened in 32 years, right? And then
Uh, yeah, no, that's not true.
no,
That's the first time they've won the World Series in 32 years.
won the no. That's what I meant. Yeah, of
Yeah,
course they've
yeah,
been.
yeah,
They went recently, but I'm saying yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So to win the World Series and during a pandemic, that's crazy.
Yes.
Well, like I don't know, like I'd love to hear more about that.
Oh man. Okay. So, I mean, this kind of goes back to the same thing, like these experiences that, had I been in LA, may not have been able to get. Like, um, it started
You
with,
drove? Did you drive down then?
yeah,
Because
because Dallas is like a couple hours away.
right. So already that's a perk. You're in driving distance. You
Yeah,
don't have to worry
well,
about plane
that's
travel.
it. Yeah, that's the thing, dude. So it's like, okay, so God, there's so many ways I could explain this, but it's just like, okay, I think about this, like, how much fucked up shit had to happen this year, like,
Hmm.
in the way that it happened, and the series of events that led me to leave the fucking place that I love, LA, my home, come out and work my ass off all summer on a fucking farm, but be able to make money during this when a lot of people are not making money, you know, not getting unemployment and whatever. Like, so I'm like, okay, well, I have that. And then like, you know, the fact that they were not sure if they were going to even have a baseball season for a while, like, because it was, you know, it was about to start right before, right when COVID happened.
There was a lot of teams that,
and there was,
like it was going to fall apart.
But there was like negotiations too, like between the players and the owners, and the players wanted to play more games, and the owners didn't because they were going to lose money because there's no fans. There's all these things, and they ended up not starting the season till like, it was like almost August. They started like the last week of July, I think.
It went super fast.
It was a 60 game season.
Yeah.
So normally they play 162 games. So, but like the fact that we got to have it, it was like, I mean, I don't know about most people, but like I needed those fucking 3 hours every day to be able to watch just an escape. We all needed it. If you're into sports, like the fact
basketball
that the NBA
got me through
playing
for a lot.
Yeah.
Like
the fact that the NBA was playing,
like,
and then baseball, it's like, thank you. Because like we have like, I'm not one of those, like, I'm like you said, I'm a huge Dodger fan, but like I also have a life outside of that. But like I love the Dodgers. Like my thing is like, my mom took me to my first Dodger game when I was 6 weeks old, you know?
Yeah.
And my mom, I grew up going to Dodger games with my mom and my grandma, two of the most important women in my life, and they both passed away, you know? So it's like, that's always kind of been my way of like connecting with them. Like, it's like the one place where I could feel like a connection to my mom, to my grandma, like those childhood memories, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's awesome.
So it's like, but like, I love them. And so,
yeah.
I remember I was sitting there, I was watching the game, you know, one night, and then the announcer was like, saying that the commissioner is thinking about allowing like a minimum amount of fans at the game, at the playoff games for the NLCS and the World Series. And they're like, and the World Series is going to be held in a neutral site in Dallas. And I'm telling you, dude, I have a video of it. I had never posted it, but like, I'm sitting there in the room and I'm crying.
Yeah.
Like I'm crying, and my girlfriend comes in and she catches me crying. And of course she starts fucking recording me crying. She's like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "They're gonna allow fans at the World Series." Like, and and she's like, "Why are you crying?" I'm like, "It's in Dallas." And she didn't get it. I mean, she got it, but like, she's like, "Why are you crying?" I'm like, "Dude, like, think about fucking all the shit that's happened, and like, I'm 2 hours away. You don't think that's fate?" That I believe in fate, dude. Like, and I'm like, if you don't think that all this shit that I had to deal with all summer, fucking throwing watermelons and, you know, feeding cows and shit, dude, and like, you don't think like that all this, and like now the fact that, and the Dodgers coincidentally, I mean, even though they didn't get to play a full season, like this was the best Dodger team that's ever been assembled ever.
Oh, for sure. They were awesome.
I'm like, they have a legitimate chance to, like, the best chance they've ever had to win the World Series. And like, I could be there because it's 2 hours away. So like you said, I don't have to fly. I could just drive down there. But two, also because I haven't been fucking busting my nut with rent in LA, I have some money saved up because I've been working my ass off all summer.
Right. Yeah.
And so like because World Series tickets are not cheap.
Oh yeah.
And if you try to get them on the secondary market, which is what I ended up having to do the first year they made the World Series in 2000, like, okay, so perfect example, 2017, the Dodgers made the World Series. They played the Astros. The Astros cheated, whatever. It's been proven. It's been proven.
Yeah.
But we went to one game that series, and we spent $1,600 for two tickets. But I mean, I hadn't been to a World Series game.
Yeah.
We went to one game.
For one game. Dang.
$800 each.
Dang. Wait, and how many did you go to this time? You went to one or two?
I went to 2 World Series games.
Yeah.
And the only reason I only went to 2 was because I worked the weekend. Like, the World Series started on a Tuesday, and I had a weekend of comedy that Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
And so I was able to go to that game, and then I had to travel. But then I had tickets for the other game, knowing that if the series extended and I came back, that I was going to get to go to that game. And so it just all lined up like fucking like it could. And the thing was, they could have won it in like 4 or 5 games, and then I wouldn't have gotten to be there. but
Mhm.
a crazy game where they fucking lost. It was game 4 when they lost in this crazy fucking
It
play
was
that was like the
insane.
crazy fucking
At the
play
plate,
ever.
yeah.
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
worst,
Or
like,
the 2 errors in the same, like, if one of the
yes,
errors hadn't happened, it would have, yeah.
yes.
It was
It was
insane.
like, yeah, it was like, and look at, I'm a huge baseball fan along with being a Dodger fan. Like, the only thing comparable is when the Red Sox lost the World Series in 1986 because Bill Buckner fucking booted. It's a famous, ground ball. The Red Sox were about to win. He gets a ground ball, hits him at first base. He boots it. They lose that game, and then they lose the next game, and then they don't win the World Series. And so, like, the Dodgers losing game 4 in similar fashion, I'm like, no, like, this is our Buckner thing.
Yeah,
But then
you
they
just
win the
never
next.
know. You just
Yeah,
never know how
but
that's
then,
gonna,
yeah.
roll out from that.
And so then they win the next game, and it's like, and now I know I get to go to the fucking game, and I'm just like, just getting so emotional, just knowing that I might get to finally fucking be there in a pandemic. So there's
Mhm.
only 11,000 people in the stadium. We're all spread out.
Yeah.
It was just, yeah. I mean, like, I think it was fate, dude. I really do.
Yeah.
For some reason, whether it's God or whatever else, the universe is like, it happened like that for a reason, and it's just like, it was
Yeah.
fucking awesome, dude. There's a video
That's
of me
awesome.
crying. There's a video
Yeah.
of me fucking crying at the fucking World Series. It's
Dude, that's
like,
awesome though. I know. I watched the video. It was all, man, to be at that game, yeah. That was awesome. And the whole
yeah,
Justin.
but the great thing was, and here's another thing, more fate. So my best friend lives in Dallas,
Mm-hmm.
and he's from California, but his company moved out to Dallas, and so he lives in Dallas. So he's a baseball fan too. Like, we grew up playing baseball together. So he had season tickets to the Rangers,
Hmm.
and that's where the World
Right.
Series
Yep.
was played. So because he had season tickets, he got pre-sale at face value.
Dang. Okay.
So I only paid what, like, a ticket actually cost. So, like, I paid $200 to fucking, yeah,
That's
to go
crazy.
per ticket. So I went to 2 games. So, like, to see that my fucking Dodgers win the world, I paid $400.
That's
Like,
insane.
it's yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I would have
Oh
paid
my
way
gosh.
more, but, like, it just worked out that he had the season tickets, and he was like,
Yeah.
hey, how many do you want? Which games do you want? And it was like, it was perfect. It just all
Man.
worked out. And so, fuck, it was awesome, man.
Yeah. That's awesome. That was such a crazy thing too. The Justin Turner thing with him getting pulled, and then
Oh my
the
God.
the the thing that cracks me up is what was it Bellinger with the elbow thing, and now he's
Oh,
getting
dude, he had shoulder
he's surgery.
surgery.
He got surgery because he
Yeah,
celebrated too hard.
because he fucking dislocated it, but he still played like 2 more games after that,
Yeah.
and he hit a home run with the fucking
Yep.
separated shoulder. Like,
Yep.
that's crazy.
That's
But yeah,
crazy.
that Turner thing, dude, was like, because obviously at the game we don't know that. Like, I just remember being
Mm-hmm.
out there and I'm like, wait, why is Rios playing third base right now?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's so weird. Like, a lot of times late in the game, they'll bring in somebody as a defensive replacement
Yeah.
because they're a better defender, and it's just, like, better to,
Yeah.
lock down the
Strategy move.
defense. And
Yeah.
yeah, but this was not that, because they're like, no, he's not a better defender than Justin. So why
Yeah.
the fuck is he playing third base in the
Right.
World Series? And then my friend texts me, Justin Turner tested positive for COVID. I'm like, what, dude? And it
So
was, oh
crazy.
yeah, man, it was, it's crazy. I mean, this whole
The
everything
whole
about this is crazy.
Yeah. The whole thing's nuts.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So now, so you're in Oklahoma through the new year. You guys, it's probably freezing, right? Are you guys?
Oh my God,
It's
dude.
got to be cold.
I don't know how cold it is in Virginia. I don't know how cold it gets in Virginia.
It's in like the
Uh,
30s and stuff. It can get into
that's like the
like the
cold.
30s or below.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I've been to places that are really cold during the winter.
Yeah.
Like, I've been to Minnesota where it's like 9 degrees, and Idaho, and same thing. Like, so I've experienced that, but I've never, like, been in it every single fucking day for okay. So the other day I had to clean ice off of my car
Yeah.
because I couldn't see out. Like, you can't. It doesn't come off like like you have to, like,
Right.
manually
Oh yeah,
remove the
you got
fucking.
to get some water or the ice scraper. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I've never, that's never been a thing,
Yeah.
but it happened because it's like, yeah, it's like getting to below freezing at night. So that's taken some getting used to for sure. But I'm also like I wanted to start training for a marathon just because
Yeah.
in my mind, like I feel like the LA Marathon in March is going to happen. I'm
That'd be
telling
cool.
myself that it's gonna.
That'd be super
I'm
cool.
telling. Yeah, I'm telling myself that. I hope it does. So I started training for it a few weeks ago. So I had to run like a certain amount of miles every week. And like if I was in LA and it was below 60, I'm not going outside to
Right.
run.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I'm just
It's
not.
hard. It's like it hits like 55 and I'm
It's
frozen.
cold. It's
Like
freezing.
I'm the
Yeah.
biggest wuss, but it's cold out here. To us
Yeah.
here, it's cold. Yeah.
But I've been running in like yesterday I had to run like 8.75 miles and it was
Dang.
35 it was 35 degrees when I fucking
I
went out.
haven't run that total in my life. That's ridiculous.
Dude, but it was 35 degrees, but
That's
like I have to get
insane.
my miles in, so like I now have to like layer up, and strangely I've been able to do that, but that's the coldest I've ran in so far is what it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Usually like it's been like the last couple of weeks it's been like 45, 42, and I had to just, like I said, layer
What?
up, got gloves, ear warmers,
Man.
fucking multiple layers. But I'm like, if it starts getting below like 30, I don't know if I could fucking run outside here.
Yeah. I get
I'm
it.
gonna try, but because it's just like I feel like I know like there's certain people that follow me specific to like for the motivational aspect of my social media,
Yeah. Yeah.
and so I feel like I'd be a hypocrite if I didn't at least try to push myself to fucking do that
Yeah.
under those conditions.
I feel like I've
Um,
been motivated by your posts throughout
Thanks.
this because
Yeah.
I've definitely like, I went through a phase where I was working out like a ton in the beginning, then I dropped off and I feel like I'm coming back, but it's definitely like, yeah, I mean, you could see you're constantly at the gym or working out from home or doing whatever
Yeah.
you can or
Yeah.
running 8 miles in 40-degree weather. It's like,
Yeah.
so it's definitely motivational to see, people like you and other people
That,
doing stuff and staying in shape
that
and
helped.
making the
It
most of it.
it
So
it helped me get through, man. Like
yeah.
I know it's cliche to some people, but like working out consistently has been like even my whole life, but like especially through this, just like it's like I mean, to be honest, like for a long time, during this, that's like the only thing I had to look forward to, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
just
Yeah.
fucking working out every day. That was it. It was like, okay.
I know for me, like it always helped because it's there's so many days that like you wake up and you don't put on actual clothes and stuff. So like to have like a routine and get up and work out just felt better, than
Yeah,
sitting
it
around and
really
getting
did.
like getting out of shape and just feeling bad about myself, getting down. Like I get it, man. It
Yeah,
helps you feel like there are days you just got to get up and get ready and like work out just to feel good about yourself and getting through it all. I
yeah, for
get it.
sure.
Um, I
I was
know.
doing this. Have you done this? Because I was doing this for a while, like during lockdown and stuff. Like I would work out and whatever. Like that was always part of my routine. But like there were days when like I would like get dressed
Hmm.
like I was gonna do something, even though I wasn't, because that somehow made me feel better.
Yeah, totally.
Like putting clothes on and brushing your hair and like just like
I'd
uh,
write a sketch just to put on a suit and tie, just to look at myself in a suit and tie.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
it was funny. So obviously the holidays are coming up, and my dad's like, "Man, what should I get you, man? You need some new shirts or something?" I said, "I don't need any new shirts. Nobody's seen me. Everything's gonna be brand new when I go back out.
Yeah,
Nobody's seen. I can wear
yeah.
old shit, and people are gonna be like, never seen that before. Don't give me
Right.
shirts, man. Send food." Like, so it was just funny. But obviously holidays are coming up. It's no secret you're a huge fan of NSYNC and things like that. Yeah, your dance videos
Do
are
you see
coming up.
this?
What
Can you
is
see
it?
this? This
Oh
is
wait.
so I found this when I was yeah, I'm putting together my office. Oh, this is Justin Timberlake right here.
Okay, okay. I couldn't like
This
make out the
this is
picture.
this is actually a limited edition from the Man of the Woods tour.
Nice.
This is number 1097 of 1225. So only 1225 people have this. picture
Nice.
right here. It's not bad. Yeah.
Awesome. That's sick.
And this right here I found in when I was unboxing stuff. This is a lanyard from the NSYNC No Strings Attached tour,
Look at
which
that.
was 20 years ago
Jeez.
officially now.
Yeah.
And it's in pristine condition. And I'm like, oh yeah.
That's awesome. So
Oh,
I gotta ask, with the holidays are coming up, what are the jams? What are your go-tos right now? What are your there's like classic holiday hits.
Yeah. I love I mean, obviously Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. That's like the big NSYNC one.
Yeah, yeah.
There's also a Britney song called Santa Can You Hear Me?
Yeah.
Santa Can You Hear
I
Me?
feel like, yeah, I know that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you've heard it.
Yeah. We've had them blasting
Also,
lately.
I was before NSYNC, I was actually a big New Kids on the Block fan.
Yeah. I have a t-shirt of theirs from like when I was a kid.
Do you have one? Yeah, like you still have it?
I don't. If I do, it's in a box in my mom's house. I haven't seen it in years.
I used to have.
I remember. I have photographs in it. Yeah.
Oh, that's great, dude.
Yeah.
See, that's why we're friends, Ryan.
Yeah.
I used to have several shirts, and guys would make fun of me all the time for wearing them, and whatever.
Whatever.
Look at me now, bitch.
Yeah.
Also, but they had a Christmas album too, and there's a couple songs. One, Funky Christmas is their song,
Nice.
one of their Christmas songs, where like they rap, dude, and it's fucking,
yes.
But,
I've been hearing some where I'm like, because we've had them playing recently, and there are some I'm like, this isn't a Christmas song. This is totally a regular ass pop song that they just threw Christmas on top of. Yeah.
Dude, okay, can I?
There was one. It was like we're like going to the club and I'm hanging out, and it's like that's just you would on a Friday night song. And then they somehow made it about Christmas.
Do yourself a favor. I don't know what I've been YouTubing them, and there's some videos of like Christmas, like videos of like Christmas songs that I'd never heard before. But like I'm watching, like there's one. What's the name of the fucking group? She Daisy.
She Daisy, nice.
Do you remember them? I remember the
vaguely.
name.
I feel like I've heard that. Yeah.
These girls are fucking like they're fucking the camera, singing like "Deck the Hall." I posted it the other day on my story. They're like "Deck the halls with bells," and they're like, but they're like getting like they're all hot. Right. And they're like getting super. I'm like, this is not a fucking Christmas song. And I'm like, but at one point I'm like, okay, did the girls get together and be like, hey, let's do a Christmas album? Or it was a label like, you guys got to do a fucking Christmas album.
That's the
Sell
label.
The shit
that's
out
the
of
label, 100%. Here's your Christmas bikinis.
Yeah.
Like, get out there, shake your tush, and yeah.
That's what that's what I think. But like,
pour this hot chocolate on your body. Like,
it's so bad.
That's the industry just yeah, I think one of my I've always been a big Boyz II Men and Mariah Carey fan, so they're always on my top of my list for holiday songs.
Do they have a Christmas song together?
Not together. They both had like individually.
Oh yeah, they have "Let It Snow."
Yeah, "Let It Snow," such a great great Boyz II Men song.
Let it snow. Yeah.
Let it snow. Yeah. Oh,
and I mean, Mariah Carey. I mean, obviously, everyone. All I Want for Christmas. I've heard it so many times, obviously, because that's just. But for me, I actually enjoy that song because it takes me back to when I was in high school and I was in the dance team, and we did a dance to that song.
Oh yeah.
Yes, nice. And I don't remember the dance, but I just remember dancing to that song. And I can't. No, I'm gonna say it because I was an asshole in high school. I was an asshole in high school, and I was in the dance team. And I got partnered up. For the song, we did like this little partner bit for like a second. And then there was this part where like we kind of did like a swing dance where I would swing the girl around my waist and pull her through my legs. Kind of.
How tiny was this person?
She was really tiny.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
If you know how to swing dance, you could do it. Like
okay.
It takes two to like really make it work. But she was very tiny. But there was a part where I would pull her through my legs, right, from behind.
Okay.
And then she would be in front of me, and then I would do like a fan kick over her head.
Okay.
But like, I would always tell my friends, like, yo, I'm gonna kick her in the head when I do the kick. And like, dude, and so like they would come to the show because we would always have these performances at the school, and they would come and they'd be in the front row, and I would see them all laughing when I fucking kicked her in the head.
Oh no! Wait, it happened? Oh no!
No, I did it on purpose.
Oh, but you did. Okay.
Like several, like not like with my foot. Like I would graze her with like my calf or something.
I gotcha.
Like I just thought it was funny, and the people that
precise.
Knew that, yeah.
Like I'm just gonna graze her.
Yeah. And then, I mean, I'm gonna, yeah.
That's poised.
I have good control of my body.
Yeah.
Even at a young age in high school.
Yeah.
Well, I was an asshole, and I'm sorry that I did that.
Yeah.
But in high school,
if she's listening, she's been like dwelling on it, just like steaming, and then she's gonna hear this and be like, "Oh my God, he said sorry." Yeah. And finally,
we're Facebook friends. I'm sorry, Linda.
There you go. Nice. Well, cool, man. I think that that's a good point, man. To
and the podcast on childhood bullying.
yeah, because that just leads into a whole nother podcast of like anti-bullying, propaganda.
I was an asshole.
No, it's all good, and everybody has their time. And you learn, you whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's cool, man. I'm glad we were able to get together on this. And
yeah, me too. I still want to get you on mine.
Yeah, definitely. I want to. Do you want to plug anything before we?
I mean, yeah, I have a podcast also. It's called The Camera Adds 10 Pounds. It's a fitness themed podcast where we talk about fitness a little bit because I'm a big into fitness. But I interview people in the industry and we talk about like their health and fitness. But we also talk about life. Like we always have fun. But I always try to make at least part of the episode a lesson that people can learn about health and fitness. And I think right now it's very important because not a lot of people are talking about stuff like that.
Yeah. Awesome.
So,
and then of course,
that's available everywhere, wherever you listen to this podcast, Spotify, Apple, Stitcher, or whatever. And I release new episodes every Tuesday.
Awesome. Got a couple comedy albums out as well. So check them out. You can look up Peter Surs on iTunes. Those are out there. And then at Peter Surs on social media. So, for any upcoming shows and things like that. So, appreciate you coming on. Wish you happy holidays, buddy. And we'll definitely keep in touch and let me know when you're back in town.
Yeah. Good seeing you, man. Thank you.
Yeah. You too.
All right, buddy. All right.
Thanks for tuning in to A Bit Unraveled. I'm Ryan Hansinger. We'll see you next week.